Hey guys, it's Lego Boy Z3. Today I'm going to show you a quick magnet mod that I did on the X-Men Pyraminx. So before we really get into this mod, basically my one complaint with the X-Men Pyraminx from the start has been that it had a really clicky feel. Like every time you turned it, it really just clicked into place, and I really didn't like that. The Moyu magnetic Pyraminx on the other hand was just super duper fast, it didn't have much of a click, and it just felt like a really light turning cube. So of course the reason for this difference is the magnets in this Pyraminx are much stronger than the ones on the Moyu Pyraminx. Here we go, and now as you can see by default, if we just take one of these out, like that, this little plastic thing actually does allow you to adjust the tensions of the magnets. So by default it comes like this in a stronger position, and you can actually flip it around and put it so the piece of plastic is blocking the magnet. And so it makes it a little bit weaker, but there really isn't too much of a difference because the magnets are just so strong. And I actually had my cube like this for quite a long time. So what I decided to do instead is I got some other magnets. So I got these ones right here. These are the ones that I've been using in all my 3x3 mods, things like that, making magnetic cubes. And I decided to put these in here instead. So each of these, of course, are much smaller. They're much weaker too. And they're actually the same ones that come in the Moyu magnetic Pyraminx. And so there's one main problem if you try and put them in here. Of course, they don't really fit. Even if you put these things in, they're not even close to fitting. You could put two magnets in here, like this in each of them, but even when you put the other cap on and you lock those into place, it would still rattle around like this a lot. So since you don't really need the magnet right up next to the piece, you can even put it a little bit further up, even on the opposite side of this piece of plastic, and it will still work fine. What I decided to do is I tried an alternate solution. So let me just put these on the Pyraminx so I can make sure they're lined up the correct way. So what I did is I put one of them inside of there, got the other one, made sure it's in the right position, and set it right on top of there. So you can see the two magnets are in there now, and they will hold each other just fine. So we can just move it over all the way to the side. That's kind of needed to put the other two in there to get it to fit. And so that's actually what we're going to do now. We're going to put the other set of magnets in. So one of them in there, one of them, make sure you have the correct polarity right there. And then if all goes well, they should just sit right next to each other like that. Make sure one of them's not like too far off to the side. Make sure they're not like too far back or anything. Just kind of keep them like kind of right in the middle, just as close as you can. You can't get them right in the middle like this on this axis because they kind of repel each other. But for the most part, it should be pretty good like that. So I think I did notice a little bit of a decrease in force when I tried to put these things back in to cover up the magnets, and it really doesn't matter, so we can just set those off to the side for now. And now we can just close this piece back up and put it back into the puzzle. And so the way that the puzzle turns when the magnets are arranged like this is actually pretty similar to the force of the Moyu magnetic Pyraminx. Actually pretty good. It's just like a very slight click. It doesn't really stop your turning or anything like it used to. You can just like barely feel it, just a little bit, just enough so you can make accurate turns, which I actually really like. Of course, I didn't do anything in the tips. The tips are still pretty strong. I didn't put any different magnets inside of the centerpieces where these ones attract to, so you could change those up a little bit. And like I showed you, with the two magnets fitting in that little spot, you could even put two of them in there and then have one holding it in, and that might work too, just to give it a little bit more force, but not quite as much as one full magnet. So yeah, you can kind of just try out different possibilities. I like it really loose. Kind of just nice feeling like the Moyu magnetic Pyraminx, just like this with just one or two magnets in each part of the piece. You could even go as far as 3D printing little tiny parts to put in there and hold the magnets in place, which I think would be the best solution in the long term. But for now, this will work fine, and I'll probably use it like this until maybe I can get an access to a 3D printer and try that out. But yeah, for now, this is what my X-Men Pyraminx is like, and I actually like it quite a lot more as my main now. So if you're kind of stuck between the light and fast feel of the Moyu magnetic Pyraminx and this X-Men Pyraminx with the like really stable feel with really good tips, then this is a pretty good compromise between the two, and I hope some of you guys try this out and see if you like it better. I definitely do. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!